Hi everyone, welcome to the Titan Setup and Startup How-To video for the Impact series. Today, we'll review some important safety information with you before we walk through the how to keep your Impact series sprayer ready for the job site. Before we get into setup, let's talk about sprayer safety. First, always remember to engage the trigger lock on your gun when it's not in use to secure the gun. Push the trigger lock from the left to right, looking at it from the rear of the gun. To disengage, push the trigger lock from the right to left when looking at it from the rear of the gun. To set up your sprayer, follow this procedure. First, check to ensure that the siphon tube and return hose are attached and secure. Next, using a wrench, attach a minimum of 50 feet of 1/4 inch airless spray hose to the outlet fitting on the sprayer and tighten securely. Attach an airless spray gun to the spray hose and tighten using 2 wrenches, one for the gun and one for the hose. Make sure that the pressure control knob is set to 0 and the on-off switch is in the off position. Remove the oil fill cap with a screwdriver and fill the oil reservoir with 1 ounce of piston lube. Then, replace the oil cap and press the oil button 2 to 5 times to lubricate the piston. On the Impact 440, 540, and 640, also remember to fully depress the pusher stem to make sure that the inlet ball is free. When setting up your sprayer, make sure to connect it to a grounded outlet and use a minimum 12-gauge extension cord. Your sprayer should be set up at least 25 feet away from your work area in a well-ventilated space. Add more hose if necessary. When you're setting up your sprayer, make sure to check your hose for cuts, leaks, abrasions, or bulges, as well as any damage or loosening of couplings. If you notice any of these, stop and immediately replace the hose with an approved substitute. Never attempt to repair a paint hose. Finally, keep yourself safe on the job site and always use appropriate personal protective equipment when painting. Your new sprayer ships with an oil-based fluid to prevent corrosion and needs to be cleaned out with mineral spirits before you start to spray. Place the siphon tube in a container of mineral spirits and the return hose in a metal waste container. Set the unit pressure to a minimum. Then, move the prime spray valve to the prime position. Next, turn the sprayer to the on position to start priming. Increase the pressure slowly until the fluid is moving through the pump. Let the sprayer run for 15 to 30 seconds to flush all of the test fluid through the return hose and into the waste container. Turn the sprayer off by moving the on-off switch to the off position. If you're using oil-based coatings, you're ready to spray. If you're using water-based coatings, repeat this process with water to flush the mineral spirits out before spraying. To get set up for painting, first, place the unit siphon tube into your paint and the return hose into your metal waste container. Next, set the pressure to minimum on the sprayer and move the prime spray valve to the prime position. Turn your sprayer on and allow it to run until paint is coming through the return hose. Once this happens, turn the sprayer off and move the return hose in the metal waste container to its operating position in the material. Move the prime spray valve to the spray position. Trigger your gun into the metal waste container and turn on the sprayer, adjusting pressure until all air, including material, is flushed and paint is flowing freely. Remember to ground the gun by holding it against the edge of the metal container to prevent static discharge. Once paint is flowing freely, release the trigger, lock the gun, turn off and depressurize the sprayer and attach your guard and tip, following proper instructions from your manual. Before you start testing your pattern and spraying, let's talk about how to read the Impact Series control panel. Note, if you're using an Impact 640, 840, or 1140 model, your pressure will be displayed on the system's digital readout. All other units from the 440 and up, the pressure indicator light shows the current operating pressure of the sprayer. It has 3 different indicators: blinking yellow, solid yellow, and solid green. When you see blinking yellow, it means the sprayer is running between 0 and 200 psi and indicates the sprayer is plugged in and turned on. When the sprayer's prime valve is in the prime position, it's safe, and it's safe to change the spray tip. Note that if the pressure indicator blinks yellow when the pressure is set higher than 200 psi and the prime valve is in the spray position, your spray tip is worn or the sprayer is in need of service. A solid yellow light means the sprayer is operating between 201 and 1900 psi and indicate the sprayer is at a proper pressure for spraying stains, lacquer, varnish, and HEA tips. When a solid green light is displayed, it indicates the sprayer is operating between 1901 and 3300 psi and is at the proper pressure for spraying oil-based latex house paints and is operating at peak performance at a high pressure setting. It's important to follow the pressure relief procedure when you're shutting down the sprayer for any purpose, including servicing the system, changing or cleaning the spray tips, or preparing for cleanup. First, secure the gun by activating the trigger lock, then turn off the sprayer. Next, turn the pressure control knob counterclockwise to the off position in the black zone. Now, unlock the gun and hold the metal part of it against the side of your metal container to avoid buildup of static electricity. Release the pressure by spraying the gun into the bucket, then move the prime valve to the prime position to relieve the remaining pressure in the pump. Now that you've finished setting up your sprayer and are familiar with its features, it's now time to test your spray pattern. If you have any questions, please refer to your user manual or contact Titan's technical service team. Check out our application video for more tips on how to spray, and thanks for choosing Titan.